All right. Let's see. Whenever you guys can hear me, let me know that we're live. Let me know. Because goodness gracious. If it goes smooth and the camera actually OBS picks up the camera, and it's a miracle. It's a miracle. How's everybody doing though? We got some good old racing ahead of us. Some good old racing. Alrighty. Manuel. Hopefully I'm pronouncing your name right. Maybe I am. We got some Olas in the chat. Jaden. Hope everybody is doing fine and dandy today. Oh, what is it that I wanted to pull up? The GTP telemetry. I'm late. I know. Okay. So this is why I also the one thing I am not sure about is if what I'm saying is synced up to like the video, because I had to change some things at the last second. So but yeah, I know I'm late. Honestly, this is kind of why I leave like 15 or 20 minutes before the drop of the green flag. So I have a bit of a buffer because, I don't know if I've had one of these go super smooth yet. So, it's just the way she goes sometimes. There's a bit of a delay. Well, that's not great, is it? Is it like over a second? I'd have to pull it up and see, which I totally could do. Totally could do it because I have it right here. Good time for me to test actually my sound, which is not working because I don't have my headset plugged in. Still had the speakers plugged in, which is a problem. Oh yeah, there is a delay there, right? Well. It's live. What do we got? Abe Fox, please let the 0-1 Cadillac win. Yeah, they're on. They look pretty good in qualifying. Stu, Muhammad, good to see you again too. 250 there in Malaysia. You are exactly 12 hours difference from me right now. You're gonna. That's a late night. Where do I get the telemetry from for this series? So let me post it in the chat here. We got the Alcamel timing. That is what you see on stream. And then that is the link to the GTP specific telemetry, which will give you like the energy percentage and stuff like that. I do think I have a way. What is the app called? Oh, I use it. Use it when we do the when I do the podcast with GT Rain. And for life of me, I'll probably never remember it. Where can and I clearly all apps. That's what I'm looking for. It's like something meter. Is it like audio meter? Voice meter. Let's see. Let me change the input here. Fire that up. Because I can change the delay a little bit. It's usually I don't have the camera going this way, but it's the way she goes. Yeah, the Timing 77 browser extension is good as well. Is pretty good. Let's see. Mic. Voice. All right. Hopefully that's a little bit better. If it's not, then I don't. If it's not, I don't know. That's I'll work on that for the next one, right? This is a work in progress. That's what we're doing here. Ryan, good evening. Good evening. Hope you're well. I am doing well. Thank you. I mean, we're in for some I think this is going to be a heck of a race, specifically in the GTP class. Though all of the GTPs, all 10 of them were within what, 9/10 of a second. and all of the manufacturers were like 4.5 tenths apart from one another. Like you look at that, and it's, any of these cars can walk across, or not walk across, could pick up a win here today. It is all within reach for them. So I think that's going to be a lot of the GTP battle is going to be really close. Obviously, the GTD battle or the battles over there are always really close. Corvette, it looks pretty strong. Not gonna lie here. And then also Lamborghini. I can't remember who I picked. I picked a 31 in GTP, and then GTD Pro. Oh man, I think Rexy. Did I pick Rexy? Pretty sure I picked Rexy. Rexy looked fine in qualifying, but I think GTD Pro is gonna be a heck of a battle. And then in GTD I picked Turner Motorsport. So, but lots of them, we're seeing a lot of cars look good. Ford, and a couple people talk about Ford. Ford might be a tough one. It's not gonna be tough to pick them to be one of the best looking cars out on track. That's for sure. But I don't know if they're going to be the ones to cross the start-finish line first. It looks like the lag is a little bit better between what I'm saying and and what's coming across on stream. So hopefully it's not too bad, guys. Again, I apologize. Kind of the struggles that I'm working with. I had to restart, restarted the camera a couple times, and then I restarted OBS a couple of times as well, and brother, it's not just wasn't liking me today. Hoping for either Vet or Ford. Yeah, that's the Vets. I mean, the Vets look really good. Even the GTD Corvette, the single now AWA Corvette, they were speaking highly of what they thought their chances were for this one, even though that where are they starting? They're starting second last, so even though they're starting a little bit further down the grid, they're still pretty confident about what they can do. Sad to see Toyota nowhere near the best this year. Oh, this is in the WEC race. Yeah, there's a little bit of 3-letter word that starts with B and ends with P. Shenanigans going on. Honestly, I think a lot of the races that I've seen this weekend have had a little bit of that. Even if you look at the Michelin Pilot Challenge race yesterday, I mean, I don't know if any of you guys watched it, but you weren't touching the McLaren, and the Audi has the single Audi, I think, in the TCR class has been on another level. Nobody's really been close at all with that car, and it was a fine race yesterday. It wasn't the best Michelin Pilot Challenge race I think we've ever seen, but hopefully we'll get a good one here today. I think if I want to throw around the BOP word, I think BOP right now for the WeatherTech Championship is really good. You could say that there's maybe a couple of cars that are off a little bit, but the Ford is not quick right now. It doesn't really look super competitive, but you also got to remember that is the first time. This is the first year of that car being run, so that always takes a little bit of time to get up to speed. A Porsche quadruple would be insane after yesterday's WEC race. That is true. Lamborghini has been throwing away wins a lot lately. Did I see the NLS race? I did not see the NLS race. They haven't really been in it on the Imsa side of things to be on for a win yet. So they have a very strong car in it. Of course, starting on pole, that number 45 Wayne Taylor Racing Lamborghini. So hopefully they can pull out a solid result here today. National Anthem, Oil Slick, what's up? It is almost race time indeed. BMW for a good result. Oh, we got a viewer from Munich in the chat. Yeah, BMW. BMW. You know what? BMW. I mean, of course, they're starting third and fifth, but honestly, I thought that they were going to have a better crack at it at pole yesterday. They pulled out a couple good laps late in the session, but the way that this weekend was shaping up, I thought it was going to be BMW's. I thought BMW was going to be a bit closer than that in qualifying. They were still very, very close though. Don't want to crap on them too much here. I hope the Mustangs win the race today, Trevor. I think you're with some good company. Is there a possibility for Acura winning today? I think so. You know, the Acura. Remember, Acura was dominant at Laguna Seca up until, was it last year? This was a track that they continued to win at. I know that was the DPI era, but if you're not that, I guess there's a lot that's changed. It's gonna be hard for me to justify this, but it's a track that morale should be good coming here for them. On the flip side, Long Beach has clearly been a problem for them the last couple of years. And I think even dating back to the DPI era with them. So, yeah, I think keep an eye out on the Acura. I wouldn't rule anybody out. I would not rule anybody out. Oh, is Oil Slick at the track? He's at the track. At Corkscrew. Man, make us all jealous, will ya? Sheesh. I was traveling for work earlier this week, and I was in Las Vegas, and I thought, oh man, I should just change my flight to go to California and go to Laguna, but it just no. Wasn't gonna happen. Apparently, Wayne Taylor Racing Andretti ditching Honda because they don't want to go to Le Mans. Yeah, there's rumblings. About that. I think we're gonna have to keep a close eye on it in the coming weeks. Could we see Wayne? I mean, the rumor is, right, I think Racers Marshall Pruitt. He has an article out for I think last week on the silly season, and I think he talks about it. Talks about the possibility of Wayne Taylor Racing Andretti going to Cadillac. Which, if that happens, I obviously Wayne Taylor Racing is gonna want to keep two cars, understandably. So, do we see 3 Cadillacs in IMSA at that point? Like, that'd be pretty insane. Has the IMSA TV broadcast started yet? I'm on the YouTube broadcast and it has not started yet. Maybe it starts in 3 minutes. I don't remember what the official start time was. What do we got here? We got Lars from Belgium. Hello, Lars. Track is amazing. Jaden's in Louisiana. Dark and absolutely pouring. Yeah, it's been a little... It's kind of today is a pretty nice day now. It started off not so great. Lars, you went to the 6 hours yesterday. That's awesome. That's actually the 6 hours plus what, an hour and 24 minutes or something like that. You know what? You got to applaud the WEC, and I can't remember their race director's name. It's right on the tip of my tongue. I think it starts with an M, but I could be wrong. Yeah, NBC has started, but not IMSA TV. You got to applaud them for doing what they did and saying that, hey, we're going to get this in. And that is, I remember we had something like that at Laguna or at Watkins Glen a couple years ago where there was a red flag, and IMSA kind of did something similar, I think. Or did they not, because there was broadcasting issue or a broadcast window issue? I can't remember. Today will be Philippe Albuquerque. We got another Acura fan in here. Does it start in 30 minutes? It should be starting in like 5 minutes. Let's see if IMSA TV is underway. And Eduardo. Yes, Eduardo Freitas. I'm probably butchering the name as usual. No, IMSA TV has not started yet either. It's probably a 3:05 start. Well, 3:05 Eastern, 12:05 for the broadcast maybe. Because NBC wanted, I don't know. what y'all think about W2R being rumored to take the old 01? Yeah, it looks like that's what it sounds like is gonna happen. That's what it sounds like is gonna happen. Hopes to threaten Honda to go to Le Mans. Yeah, you don't understand it. Maybe with the more of the global alignment now between Honda, between Honda, gosh, I can't remember, HRC, Honda Racing Corporation, because now that's all kind of more aligned globally, I would say. So yeah. Um, Without stream notification, I would have completely missed the race. Well, go kart. I'm glad that it was. I'm glad that it was able to help you out. Going back to that WTR and what's going on with Cadillac next year. As long as Action Express Racing doesn't lose that Cadillac, I cannot imagine that they would lose that ride. But yeah, as long as that doesn't happen. 8 hours of spa. Double DNF. Yeah, it should be starting like very, very soon. Oh, there we go. Imsa TV broadcast is live in my ears. As long as it's not coming through the stream, then we're fine. Not going to get shut down by NBC. Because it'll be NBC that nails me. People gonna win it. Yeah, I'm thinking the 31's gonna put it together. They've been too good for too much of the season for it to not happen for them. IMSA's live now. I was at the NGGP yesterday, and I'm ready to recover today on the couch. Well, what better way to recover on the couch than watching some IMSA racing? Driver started engines. Here we go. Yeah, and then I guess if you're a NASCAR fan, the NASCAR race gets underway shortly. The caddy bump start is amazing. It looks like as it always is at Laguna Seca, it looks like a beautiful day. Man. You can hear my broadcast. That's good. You can hear John Hindhaugh. Was it loud? What? I don't know where that would be coming from. Unless if it's coming from the mic. Can you... Okay, I just turned the broadcast sound back on. If you can hear it, let me know, please. Because number one, that would be distracting for you guys. But I can figure out another way to listen to it. BMW 3rd and 5th behind the two Cadillacs and with a Porsche right in there. And then Acura's kind of trailing a little bit. But look, BMW's going to be good today. BMW's going to be good today. I'll call for a BMW podium. No, Fluffy, you can't hear it? Okay, good. All right, as long as you guys can't hear it. Number one, because it'll bug you. Number two, because, I don't want NBC to think that I'm trying to broadcast their stuff. That would not be good. Which Porsche is P4? That would be the number 6. Of Machu Jamey. Can't read the sheet. Perfect. I got everything to fit on one screen. Oh my goodness. 34 car grids are the perfect number. The perfect number for the Alcamel timing. Give me the BMW win. It's their turn. Exactly. They need to win a race on track. They need to cross the finish line first. And they've been strong. I think that they were probably a little bit quicker than Porsche was at Long Beach. They just couldn't get a pass done. Like, just, yeah. I just think they couldn't get it done. Oh, okay, Jaden. I gotcha. I gotcha. The old data quality, eh? Or data, tomato. Now, how does Jamey already have only 95% stint energy remaining? He's going a little bit harder in these warm-ups, maybe? Corvette 1-2 win. Hoo-wee. Corvette 1-2. That would be a heck of a way for them to break through with that new car. Hope the Corvettes win. I'm all GM. Well, you got to be liking where the GM cars are starting today. First and second in GTP and GTD Pro. It's a good day to be a GM. Or it was good qualifying to be a GM fan. Did a few laps in Automobilista 2 in the caddy to prepare, and then Jane goes, "You're basically Pipo Girani." No, I probably don't have a pen here, eh? No, of course not. Somewhere to keep notes. Oh, I have the whiteboard. All right, here we go. Here we go. You know who I'm really cheering. You know who I'm really cheering for in GT Pro. Gotta be Faf. Gotta be Faf. I actually got a pretty good quality run in. P3. Let's go. Yeah, we got the green flag flashing on the timing and scoring, but here they go. There's no broadcast on Peacock? There has to be. Ooh. All right, no massive lockup like there was. Oh, Peepo, baby. Bourdais is a little bit. Can we please go side by side, Imsa? Oh man, like I wanted to see the GT start. Peepo tried to send it. And the BMW got around. Oh no. No, the BMW started there. One of the BMWs fell back a couple spots. The 25 did. Where is the 25? Oh, they just fell behind the 10. You can't see the race, Jaden? Oh no, Jaden, you said you were just having issues with data. Oh no. Oh no. I would love to see the GTD. Oh, are we going to see the GTD start? No. Oh, yeah, it is on big NBC as well. Yeah, that's a good point, Bruno. If he's watching it on Peacock, I don't think he can watch it on YouTube, unfortunately. Oh, now we see the GTDs/pros. You're in the US trying to start your VPN. All right, so a clean opening lap at least. That is good. That's a good start, you know? You know, Jake, if you're looking for a diecast of it, then they those are for sale now, I think. I know there's a couple. I know the one that I usually pay attention to is the Toronto Motorsports website, and and I know that they are on sale there. If unless if they're maybe just pre-order still, they're not cheap. Any of the diecasts are not cheap. All right. So the only really change that we saw, the 25 has dropped, what, 3 spots since the start? They're behind the two Acuras now. Yeah, there's been some licensing issues with there have been some licensing issues with old Rexy slash those cars. Not that I need to spend more money on. They're they're not toy cars, they're replicas, right? They're collectibles. That's how we can justify it. That's how we can justify it. All right. What do we got? We got there's looks like there's a pretty good battle going on in the GTD ranks. Oh, oh, a little bit of RG Bargy by the 32 Korthoff Mercedes on the inside of the 12. Lexus doesn't seem that strong this weekend. Doesn't they don't seem super strong. You need the 31 Cadillac diecast. I think I want this. I kind of want the 01, the yellow caddy. That one would be a pretty sick one to have. Yeah, same way I justify buying new Ecto 1 models. Craig, on a 2-hour drive from Boone, North Carolina. I will do my best to keep you entertained. Hey, if it's a 2-hour drive, then you might get home just in time for the end of it. Oh, the car 32 got an incident responsibility warning for that contact with the 12. So race control maybe not messing around with that much today. Car 78 got a penalty for blocking. That is a drive-through penalty. That was between the 78 and the 65. So the the Fords. Wow. There was a blocking penalty I think in the Super Trofeo race earlier, which is not what you normally hear about, especially so early in the race. The track changes are awful. It looks dumb and going over the curb completely. I don't think they changed the curbs here. Oh, unless if you mean on like corner. Oh, you probably mean on on corner exit. Yeah, that's probably what you're talking about. But it it's not as it could have been worse, right? These ones this definitely could have been worse. Could have been worse. Any chance you're going to be in Wisconsin for Road America? The Airbnb is booked. So I will be at Road America. I will be at Road America. Where did they change the track? Well, this is a complete repave from where it was last year. What? The 78? Oh my gosh. So the 78, while serving their penalty, sped on pit road. You can't do that. You can't speed on pit road serving your penalty. It's not smart. But they repaved the track and they Mr. Fidani going a little wide there. They added a little bit more additional runoff, especially down in the run down from the corkscrew, and it's to help with water drainage. Apparently, there was a Laguna course worker that was talking about it on Twitter last year, I think, talking about why it was needed. Oh, what do you think about the curbs they put down at Watkins? Not good. Not good. Our campsite is right there at the bus stop. So gonna be have a pretty good view of how it all turns out this year. So TSM does most of the Imsa cars. Yeah, Spark has done. Both of them are good. Toronto Motorsport did last year's Porsche. Yeah, Toronto Motorsport they're through somebody. I don't remember who. Yes, Jaden, we will see you there, making the trip from Louisiana to Missouri and then to Wisconsin. Yeah, I think I'm going to be making a drive around the Great Lakes, so it's a solid drive, but it'll be good. It'll be worth it. I'm looking forward to it, so. How are we spreading out here? We're spreading out pretty good, aren't we? Sport A, Toronto. Yeah, the 24's hanging with them. Porsches are a little bit further back. It's kind of like everybody's separated by about a second. I think I think everybody's kind of just chilling right now. Yeah, we do need the Lamborghini to do a full season. I really like, if anybody's watching the IMSA TV broadcast, they actually have the energy level on that they have pop up on the screen now, which I really like. That is, and it has like the telemetry from the GTPs and the same stuff that we can see on the website. But it's really cool to be able to see that on the broadcast. Yeah, hopefully we'll see that Lamborghini do a full season next year. Oh, little who are we on board with that? That's the 40. Anybody watch any of the support series races earlier? The MX5 Cup race was pretty good, especially at the end. Oh, a little bit of a touch. Was that between the Inception Racing McLaren and the 10? The 10, that was a pretty bold move. I think they were trying around the outside, but yeah, the IMSA TV broadcast is pretty great. IMSA TV, or the IMSA, the non NBC broadcast is pretty great. I've heard very mixed opinions on the NBC broadcast. Yeah, I'm looking at the hydrogen prototypes. They're gonna have a little showcase of them, I think, at Le Mans this year, and that it's certainly something to keep an eye on. Woo. 24 starting to put some pressure on Pipo here. Maybe just a little Made up a little bit of ground in the traffic. Yeah, and the MX5 Cup race was pretty great. Ooh. I thought the 24 was gonna BMW was gonna make it 3 wide going into the final corner. I was like, oh, that's not a smart move. That was yeah. The Alpine hydrogen car looks crazy. Oh, was there just some contact with the 31 and the 32? Oh yeah, the Mercedes has like the front bumper just peeled off a little bit. Although that could be from when they clunked into Vassar Sullivan. Are they gonna replay? They are gonna replay it. Yeah, no, that was from this. Oh well, that's completely on the 32. Man, the 31 was lucky to get away with nothing there. He just went right down into him. Like, okay. Yeah, Mike Skeen in the car right now. How are the support races with the newly paved track? Any noticeable pros or cons? Honestly, unlike the race at Road America that we had last year, I don't know if you guys will remember that. It was like one groove. If you went off the groove, it was like ice. You couldn't really pass. It was very difficult too. It wasn't a great race last year, I would say. But I was a little bit worried that that might be the case here this year. But this asphalt was laid down like in the summer of last year, because the IndyCar had it with the new pavement at the end of last year, so it is a little bit weathered already. So there's actually a fair bit of grip. There's a good amount of grip that's in it. So that is it. The track has lots of grip. It seems like it's fast. Overall, it's looked good so far. Mustang's in front of the GTP. Mustang GT3 fastest on track. Yeah, not quite. Not quite. Man, it looks like there's a good battles unfold. Oh, for the lead of the GT classes. The Toyota Yaris hydrogen car at Goodwood sounded decent. Yeah, that's the thing, is that there's still like the hydrogen does actually sound solid. Was it Rowan Atkinson drove that car at Goodwood? I'm pretty sure he did. Mr. Bean, for those who know. I don't know, maybe I just dated myself there. Used to watch Mr. Bean a lot as a kid. Yeah, it does look like the 32 misjudged where the front of his car was, but definitely fortunate that there wasn't more serious contact made with the 32. Yeah, IndyCar was there, and I believe the Fantastic GT America series was there. Yeah, I don't. What are they? They've. There's definitely been a good amount of racing on the track at this point. So yeah, Mr. Bean, iconic. You wish that the Faf Marlborough. Oh, he's not stuck in the. No, he'll be able to get out of that. That's Key, I think. Or is it Lee? Lee. Key. I think his first name starts with Q. Yeah, he's moving. Yeah, that Faf livery is chef's kiss. Chef's kiss. They're doing 3 special liveries apparently this year. This is the first of 3. So, by process of elimination, they're going to have a special one when they go to Canada, when they come to CTMP, because it's their home race. I would be willing to bet that there's going to be a lot of plaid on that one. I don't know. I don't know anything about what they are doing, but if I was gonna put money on it, I would say that that one's gonna have some plaid on it. And then I don't know what the third one would be for, but there's not another Motul sponsored race, I don't think. That's one of the reasons why they have this special livery here is for that. Um yeah, I don't know. I don't think there's I was gonna say Detroit, but that doesn't really make sense. So I don't know. I don't know. Maybe they'll do something a little more. Maybe they'll do something special for like something later in the year. I don't know. Plot twist: Stu is Fast lead designer. I can confirm that I am not their lead designer, but they're the guy who they have design all of their liveries. Jason Day Dakins. I want to make sure I get that right. Yes, Jason Dakins. You can follow him on like Instagram and on Twitter. It's just Dakins Design, Dakins, and he does a number of the liveries. He also does the AWA livery that's here this weekend. There's a bunch of them in the Michelin Pilot Challenge. Definitely does some really good work. Um, was able to chat with him for a few minutes. I went to the FAF open house during the off season when they unveiled the car. So was able to chat with him for a few minutes there. Good guy. Good guy. Yeah, I was thinking Road Atlanta maybe just because it's the season finale. I feel like it would have to like correspond with maybe something McLaren. Like, yeah, but I don't know. Is there another iconic McLaren date that would be coming up? Like, I don't know. There's been so many in their history. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. It was cool to see I can't spit it out, a customer Porsche team win the WEC race yesterday. It was. They were really strong in that race. And I said it earlier, like, good on the WEC and Eduardo Freitas for getting that race restarted. Like that was well done. I think that the that Mustang livery looks pretty sick. Um, Honestly, I was hesitant. I wasn't sure if I liked it. Seeing it in the initial images that were released, like, and in that Ford video, I was not sold on it. I was not sold, but now I am. Now I am. Seeing some more photos of it, seeing how it actually looks like running around the track, it looks good, and they're going to be racing that at Detroit as well. So, and we're looking at it a lot right now. I mean, we have a battle for the GTD Pro lead, although it is between the two Corvettes, so they're not gonna be pushing each other that hard. Great story with everything Ilot's been through in the last year. Yeah, that it is. That it is. Yeah, because he was in IndyCar and not on the fun side of some fans. Didn't Rowan Atkinson total one of his McLarens? Maybe. Maybe that's what FAF is going to do for a special one-off. They're going to have Mr. Bean plastered all over the car. He wrapped it around a tree. Yikes. Seb Bourdais is cooking. Yes, he is. This is the car that won here last year, so. Big C, was there any big BOP changes for this race? In the GTD classes, there were no changes from Sebring. From Sebring and Long Beach, like the only changes were like a couple of small tweaks to fuel levels. There have been some big swings from this race last year. There have been some pretty big swings, but they've been very. I think where everything is at, kind of in the GT classes, is pretty darn good right now, and the same in GTP. Like GTP, there haven't been many big swings there either. It's mostly adjustments that have been made, like versus where these cars were last year. You know, like the Cadillac is heavier in the GTP class, but they also have a little bit more power to go along with that. You know, like the Porsche 963 has been a bit of power has been taken away. It's been made a little bit heavier. You know, like it's small changes that have kind of been applied across the board for all of the races so far. So honestly, when there's a BOP that's really consistent like that, I think that's a sign of just good things. And then you also see different cars being at the front through these races. You know, we've seen lots of comers and goers and lots of cars battling for class victories. So I think there weren't many big BOP swings going into this weekend, and I don't think they were really needed. Ugh. My Toronto Blue Jays are down 5-1 right now. Not pleased. Not pleased. I think endurance racing should pause the clock anytime the race is red flagged anyways. The issue with it though, and again, there was some of this came in at Watkins Glen a couple of years ago. There's a battle going on there. Is that the 12? The 12 and the 27 are going at it. Is the TV time slot. That's the big thing right now. I think that was the reason why they could restart the race at the Glen a couple of years ago when a storm went through, is because they had available time in the TV time slot. And that's, well, I mean, the WEC, like they have WEC TV. I know they have some TV partners. But it's not quite the same as IMSA, where it's like NBC is their big, you know, their big fish. It's, so I think the TV partners have a lot to do with it. I mean, that could be completely off as well, but I think that plays into it a bit. Yeah, let's show Chip Ganassi on his phone, and then Roger Penske. If the cars ain't moving, neither is the clock. I agree though, Mohammed, that, you know, if it's red flagged, the clock should stop. Is that the... Oh, interesting. The Porsches are maybe coming alive a little bit now. They're right on the back of the 24 BMW. Wikipedia says he hit a tree and it caught fire. The largest insurance payout in Britain at the time at $910,000. I wouldn't want to see his insurance after that. That's for sure. What race am I most excited for in the future? It's a tough one. Can't really go wrong with Road Atlanta and Petit Le Mans. 7 Take it easy. I think you got. I mean, for me, the 6 hours of the Glen is always great, but helps that I'm there. CTMP home track, but I gotta put my homerism aside. Woo-hoo! The 40 just sent it on the inside of the 7. Holy mackerel! That was just a hold my beer moment. I'm just gonna fling it in here. The 25 got one of those spots back. Guys, there's still over 2 hours to go in the race. Can we, like, chill for a minute? Oh, and one of the BMWs is in. Connery Felipe is in. This is an early stop. Because they have, like, half power left. I wonder if this is a strategy play. Has to be a strategy play. All right, where I lost where I was here in chat. Yeah, you know what? Give me Petit Le Mans. Can't go wrong with Petit Le Mans as a race I'm excited for in the future. A live Ganassi reaction. They do extensions for football. I can't see why they don't in racing. There's not the same viewership for racing as there is for football. Oh, the 25 is like dead. They couldn't get the wheel off. Oh man, that 25 has been cursed from the word go. They need to change the number of that car. They need to change the number. Yeah, it's about the extension thing is, you know, they're not going to extend the race to contest with like baseball or football or basketball or whatever might be on. That was a send by the 40. And that's Delatraz in the car. Unrelated question. What's my NFL team of choice? Buffalo Bills because of proximity. Oh, man. The 12 is just getting beat up today. That may have partially been their fault. I don't know. But the Bills, I do also like the Texans, which is probably a really weird one. But I like CJ Stroud. With streaming becoming popular, I feel like we could start going by the wayside because now Imsa can just finish on Peacock. It's all about the marketing side of it, right? Like the TV broadcast is huge for the marketing side of this. So it's all about where the eyeballs are. If Imsa could get the same number of viewers watching online as they do on the NBC broadcasts, I would be willing to bet that they would just bail on the NBC broadcasts. Yeah. That's that. Question, why is Caddy underperforming in WEC? Meanwhile, in IMSA, they are a strong force since theoretically they are the same car. You know, there's lots of theories behind it. Obviously, the cars are at different performance levels in the WEC versus where they are in IMSA. They have less data for the World Endurance Championship tracks, whereas Cadillac has been coming to all of these tracks in IMSA for years. Two-car operation as well. You get a lot of, data sharing that you can do. You get double the data basically when you have two cars versus one. Even though that it is still Chip Ganassi Racing in the WEC, that's a brand new program that was started up to do that. So, they're still learning everything with the car. I mean, for me, it's not really surprising that we're not seeing the Cadillac do that great in the World Endurance Championship. So, hopefully with whatever direction they go in next year, hopefully they can get that second car on the grid. Whether it is imagine if it is, Hertz Team Joda, then that would be really good for I think everybody involved. Ooh, here goes. Is this the BMW going down the inside? Oh no, wait, they're a lap down. The 25 is. All right, where are we? I want F1 at Laguna Seca, but that will never happen. That will never ever happen. That will never ever happen. That lead into the corkscrew Yeah, that ain't that's it's not gonna fly for F1. Does not look like we'll get much from the privateer Porsches today, unlike yesterday. I don't know. Don't rule them out too soon, okay? Just don't don't rule them out yet. The 85 is already up to sixth. I know that that is due to three cars boxing, but still. Uh, no, it wasn't a penalty for the 10, was it? Mech- oh. 10 got a mechanical black flag, failure to adhere to tire operational requirements. So that is tire pressure. Stop and repair. That is a tire pressure. We saw those at Watkins Glen a lot last year because the temperatures that we were seeing during the race were unlike what we saw during the beginning of the weekend. So there were a lot of warnings and penalties handed out for those tire pressures. Yeah, 25 is cursed. 25 had a bunch of electrical issues last year, didn't they? Yeah, electrical. Literally every issue that the 25 could have, they had. Team Le Mans fell off my radar last few years. Too many safety cars. Radical idea. That is a radical idea to make it. Oh, to make it GTP slash GTD Pro only format. So I I agree that that could be an interesting idea to try and reduce some of the safety cars. But for your season finale, you want to have all four classes there, right? That's the thing. You want to have all of your classes there. To be fair, everybody's behaved well so far in this race. So, I mean, there's been a little bit of like bumping, but 31 in the yeah we've sorry I'm just catching up on these. So yeah, there's been a few people that are a few GTPs that have come into the pits, but we still have 40% energy remaining on most of these GTPs. I guess they're working in reverse. So from the point that they're boxing, they must be able to go to the end on only one more stop. That's the only way I could think that they'd be doing this. Peacock showed a montage of the tens bad luck. Yeah, that'd be a solid montage. You know, it's a lot of low lights to put together. How can IndyCar race at this track but not F1? There's different requirements of what the FIA certification has to be for a track for IndyCar versus F1. I think IndyCar will race at like grade. The minimum is like grade 2, and F1 it has to be a grade 1 circuit, or it has to be like grandfathered in or something like that. So what that essentially means, in order to go from a grade 2 circuit to a grade 1 circuit, it's all about runoff area, and like the amount of runoff area that you have, how far it is until there's like the tire barriers and stuff like that. So for most of the tracks in the US, it would or for any track in the world really, to go from a grade 2 to a grade 1, it requires significant investment. Um, and generally speaking, it's investment that ruins the character of the track, in my opinion. Um, so like if we were to see F1 or something come to Laguna Seca, these this extra bit of runoff space that we've seen added this past year would be like 10x, and the bit of moaning and groaning that we have right now would be like, there's no character in this track anymore. You're not going to see that sand get kicked up. At least, and I may not have. I think that's my understanding of all the grade 2 to grade 1, FIA track classification stuff. Honda Acura and tire pressure gate. Now. Number 7 has debris hanging. Yeah, they were the one that made contact with the Vassar Sullivan, I think. How are you watching the race? Peacock doesn't have a track map. So the track map you can actually get at the Alcamel website. Let me pin that to the chat, shall we? You can check it out there. All you have to do is on the very left-hand side of the screen, there's like a very tiny checkbox. Can you see that on the stream? Maybe you can, maybe you can't. You should, yeah, you kind of can. So there's like a side menu, and then you just need to go to this positioning. And the positioning tab will give you everything you need. That'll give you the track map and show you where all the cars are on track. Otherwise, I'm watching on the Imsa YouTube channel because I am not located in the United States. So I can watch that lovely stream now. And if you're watching it on the Imsa YouTube channel, let them know that you like it in the comments. Give them a quick comment and be like, I love that you're broadcasting this on YouTube. We want to make sure they have committed to doing it for the rest of the season, but we want to make sure that this becomes a staple for them on YouTube. So so stupid that Miami is grade 1 and Laguna isn't. Yep. Also, you know, having friends in high places will help you get a grade 1 rating. Because, again, it's the FIA giving the track classification. If they want to run there, then, you know. VIR is grade 2. Yeah, I think VIR would need quite a bit of work to bring it up to grade 1, and it would certainly not be worth it. It's just, you know, like, as soon as you start getting up these grade classifications, it's just the money, the amount of money. Ooh, the 86 went off again. Managed to keep it going in the right direction, though, at least. For anyone here that's new, welcome. We do this occasionally. We, we'll do a little watch along of the race. I really enjoy being able to chat with you all, and if there's any questions, you know, just talk racing. It's always fun. The two Corvettes have just been locked together the entire time. VIR would need better fencing to bring Indy to them. Yeah. Actually, we are just passing minimum drive time, I think. I think 40 minutes is minimum drive time. So I bet you we're going to start to see the GTD cars come in to the pits. That would be my bet. Especially these cars that have their bronze driver in. Friends in high places is true. Yeah, so dumb about the Andretti F1 situation. Yeah, that's something. That's something. You know what? We don't need Andretti in F1. Oh, the 34 is off. They are not stuck though, so that is good. Looks like that sponsor board, you know, stopped them. You'd love for IndyCar to go to VIR. It would. Look, I love VIR. VIR is like, it's a cool track. I haven't been there personally, but it's one of the ones on the list. You know, maybe that'll be a next year track that I make it to. Maybe a next year track. Is it still possible for Acura to go into the WEC? They wouldn't go in under the Acura banner. They would probably enter under Honda. Oh, look at that. The 23 just taking advantage of the 70 negotiating around. Sheesh. Big off for the Ferrari. When will we see these pit stops start? It's not a no. It's definitely not an hour minimum drive time. It's either 40 or 45 minutes. I haven't heard them talk about it though, so. Let's see. What do we got on the GTP Energy? It looks like the 0-1 and the 24 for sure. The 24 and the 7 have 30% left. Everybody else is 25 that hasn't pitted yet. So we still have we have the leading Corvette in. Who's that? That is Nicky Katzberg. Is that a driver change we're looking at? We are looking at a driver change. Tommy Milner going in. Part of the reason this series is the best is because they race at real racetracks. I agree. There are not many IMSA tracks that I can think of that are not bangers, you know? The thing that I love about the IMSA tracks are just the old school nature of them, where sure you get tracks like Laguna where there's that little bit of extra runoff space that's added. You know, it is what it is. But it looked like there was a fire under Rexy, but where was I? You like those old school racetracks, and it's just a lot of fun to see those. You know, where it's not just runoff all the time. The only bad thing is that IMSA hits VIR at the end of August, which is the hottest time to be in Virginia. That's got to be the warmest time to be just about anywhere. That's got to be about the warmest time of the year for a lot of places. Rexy Refueler wearing some bling. You notice that that helmet that they have on, eh? I want to say glittery, but I don't think glittery is the exact word I'm looking for. I'll just give up on my dream of an American F1 driver on an American team. I'm okay. Well, you still have Haas, you know. You still have Haas. Sargent could go to Haas. Is the Mustang Challenge starting this year, or has it been in the past? It is starting this year. The first races of their season are going to be at Mid-Ohio at the beginning of June. About 3 weeks from now is when we're gonna see those first races. Would love for VIR the race to be in July rather than August. Where are we? It's a scorcher at VIR, eh? Haas doesn't count. Why did Pipo drop back? Yeah, he had a pit stop. The 31 boxed early. There's a bit of a split strategy going on, it seems like. We got a bunch of GTD cars in the pits. Again, this is all for driver changes because we've met minimum drive time. And it's not going to be too much longer before we see the GTP pit stops. That's probably going to be in like 10 to 12 minutes time. Went to the bathroom. Was like, where is he? Yeah, no, it's a scheduled pit stop. But he's not running faster times, even despite being on fresh tires, than the leader. So, oh wait, that's best. Let's go last. Elapsed last. 31, 115. Oh, okay, yeah, they are running faster lap times then. Ollie Jarvis in for Faf. Let's go, Faf. Turner had no interest in GTP. Turner Motorsports? Yeah. Oh, we got a full course yellow. What do we got? Debris on track, turn 2. Debris on track in turn 2. And that is enough for a... Oh. So you see, that's a big chunk. You know what? That's... Oh, that is going... This doesn't look... This isn't good for... Well, so that means the 31 is going to probably assume the lead here. Huh. This is going to shake up the running order a bit. Especially for a lot of these cars that haven't boxed yet. Turner had no interest in GTP. I don't know if they didn't have interest in GTP, but they're not a huge operation, right? So, and GTP is there's a lot of money that you need to run a GTP program. Oh, is that where it's from? No, that's not where it's from. This isn't even turn 2, guys. We don't need to see this replay. Oh. Oh, the Porsche ran over it. The 86 just smacked it. Oh, it's on the front of the Porsche. Oh, that looks like it's off of a like off one of the GTPs. It almost looks like a wing end plate or something. It's a pretty big chunk of something. You live in Norfolk, but getting to VIR has been a challenge due to kids' money. Logistics probably not happening this year. That sucks. Hopefully you'll be able to get out there again, maybe next year, because we know they're going to be going there next year. So, oh, there they got rid of it. Let's get a good view of that. Ooh. Let's get a good view of what car that came off of. Maybe the Porsche. They were saying one of the Penske Porsches, but are you also planning to watch the 24 hours of the Nürburgring? Maybe. I wouldn't stream anything with it, but I would. I watched parts of it last year. I watched parts of it last year. If I'm around, for sure. What is that conflicting with something? Is that conflicting with an Imsa race? I can't remember. No, it was a 24 hours of Spa that conflicts. No, but I think they moved one of them. They were able to. I can't remember. It was Spa, and I think the Nürburgring also did. That is a big chunk. Yeah, put that on the rear seat. Yeah, probably the piece of the Porsche rear. The guy with the cone on his head in the grass. I saw that too, and I was like, all right, we got a cone head around. That's you know, you want to stick out and get on TV at the track. Put a cone on your head. Glad to see Ford has 86 having a day with they are. I think couldn't happen quick enough for Lee to get out of that car. That was a rough opening stint. Is Ben Keating still driving for a GTP team? No, he is not. That was a one-off for the Rolex 24. He will be just competing in his LMP2 ride for the rest of the season, which the next round for the LMP2s isn't until the 6 hours of the Glen. Nürburgring 24 is awesome because we have no full course safety cars. That is true. Imagine a full course yellow at the Nürburgring. The dog is officially back and snoozing here. It's back and snoozing. Oh, pit stops open for the prototypes. Well, we should be able to figure out who has to replace that chunk of their car. It's the Detroit race, June 1 and 2. Okay. Yeah, so it conflicts with Detroit, yeah. And then I think Watkins Glen did conflict with the 24 hours of Spa. And speaking of conflicting, we almost had some conflict between the 31 and the 6 there on pit road. Dog camp. She is knocked out. If she gets up after, I'll get her on. I don't know why she's so exhausted. At least Detroit is GTP, GT Pro only, a format you're looking forward to. Yeah, that GTP and GTD only or Pro only is that's a good format for it. Especially with you want those pro drivers, especially at a track like Detroit. There are some narrow sections of that track. That's at least a 16 to 20 minute full lap for a safety lap. Yeah, if the full course yellow happened. Yeah, that would be kind of insane. I mean, you'd have to have something like they do at Le Mans where it's multiple safety cars. Although, do they do that anymore? I can't remember if they got rid of that last year. Dogcam has vote number 2. Puppy, say hi. She's not moving. She's not moving yet. Not moving yet. What happened to the 31 Wheelan? They boxed early. They're off strategy. Along with was it the 6 and the 40? Are those that would make sense. The 6 and the 40 are the other ones off strategy. So the 31 is cycled back to the lead. What happened to the 31? Oh, yeah, I just answered that. Saboma, hi again from Germany. Hello, hello. Yeah, second vote for Dog Camp. Like I said, if she gets up, then I'll get her to say hi. But she is snoozing pretty good. As long as she doesn't start snoring. Imsa must adopt Code 60 for stalled cars and debris situations. Yeah, probably. Probably. Yeah, they definitely need some sort of system in place. Would that have prevented this full course yellow? I don't know if I'm convinced that it would. But it may have. May have. It all depends on where the marshal posts are, right? It all depends on where the marshal posts are. Luckily, the 24 hours of Spa is June 29th, and Watkins Glen is the 23rd. Yeah, Watkins Glen used to be conflicting with the 24 hours of Spa when they first announced the schedule, though. So, good on IMSA for working with the Glen to get that sorted out, so that we can get, as Fluffy says, a stacked month for endurance racing. That's going to be a lot of. That's going to be not much sleep going on that month, I think. Ended up going to the 6 hours of Imola. There was somebody else in here, Lars, I think, from earlier. I don't know if Lars is still here, but they were also at the 6 hours of Imola. Oh, wait, no. They were at 6 hours of Spa yesterday. Ignore me. Ignore me. Oh, hey, there's the... hey, there we go. I nailed it. It was an end plate from the Porsche. Kind of the end plate. That's the chunk. Saboma, hopefully you had a good time at Imola. There's a number of Imola. If I were to go to one of the European tracks, Imola would be probably high on that list. Again, it's the old school aspect of it that I love. Yeah, June we have Detroit, Nürburgring, Spa, Watkins Glen, Le Mans. Yeah, it's an insane month. Love that seat insert throw from the 31 pit stop. It's pretty good. We got more people that were at Imola. I suppose that would make sense. This would lean. Well, no, it wouldn't necessarily lean towards a European audience because this isn't geo-blocked. And we have no cars that are out of the race yet, which is good. And I think all of the bronze drivers are out now. Mike Skeen is... Oh, no, wait. That is not Mike Skeen. That's Elliot Skier. I don't like... Did Parker Thompson didn't start this race, did he? Does anybody know who start... results. Who qualified the 12? Results by class. Frankie Montecalvo. So the 12 still has not done a driver change. And they're the only car that hasn't been in the pits. Why? They're the only... What's going on with the 7 and the 31? Oh, good. We have this shenanigans that we had at Indy last year. I think it was with the same cars, wasn't it? What are we doing, guys? Why is the 6 going in front? Oh, this will be good. All right, let's just kick back and see what's going on here. Supposed to go to 6 hours spa, but work happened. That sucks. It was an amazing place, iconic, and a special time. The 30th anniversary of Senna. That's true. What on earth is going on with these cars? The 31 clearly beat the 6 out. 31 was in the fast lane. How is this even a discussion? Well, I just making notes, you know. Just making notes. You have dumb, or I have dumb commercials on, so I can't see. That sounds like Peacock. Or is it NBC? Maybe it's NBC because this is on main NBC as well. Are you allowed to pass somebody during full course yellow? You're only allowed to pass them if you're instructed by race control to do so. Now, do I think that Nick Tandy's going to get a penalty for that? No, I don't. And it looks like Imsa has officially said that the order between the 31 and the 6 is under review. So I don't think they're going to get a penalty for it, but I don't know what the 6 I don't know what leg Porsche has to stand on, why they would contest that. Unless if the 31 like went off the track or something. But that would be, I mean, they're going so slow right now. I can't imagine that would have happened. I don't know. Am I missing something? Are we missing something? Anybody see something that we didn't see? If they aren't going pay... Oh, yeah, true. There is that. Yeah, there is that rule. You're right, because that's how Cadillac got around. Didn't they actually get away with that? Did they get away with that at Indy last year? They got around with them? They got away with that? So, I mean, we're not going to know what that looked like, though, unless they show us, like, an in-car. Because Big C Burger, that's a good point. Okay, so the 10 hasn't boxed. Because I think the 10 serve... I don't know. Why does the 10 only have 60%? Yeah, because the 10 Wayne Taylor Racing only has 60% energy. Everybody should be able to make it from here on one stop. I do not understand why the Vassar Sullivan number 12 has not pit yet, though. Dan, how's it going? How is it going? Oh. They're talking about the... There's no way that this has to do with the fast lane versus the transition lane on pit road. Like the 31 was pretty well ahead of the 31 was pretty well ahead at that point, but so the 6 is leading? I hope. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna put a star on that. Try and figure out what happened. What time was Shay talking about that? 1 minute, an hour and 33 to go. 1:33 to go. I don't understand why that is happening. And the 31 made pretty freaking quick work of that. Dan, I am good. I am good as well. Glad to hear that you're doing well. And yeah, the guide for Watkins, I have, I have yet to sit down and commit a ton of time to it so far. But yeah, if anybody is going to be going to Watkins Glen, and like shoot me a DM, especially if it's your first time going to the Glen. Shoot me a DM on social media, whether Instagram or Twitter or something, and I'll get you added to an email list. Or instead of shooting a DM on Instagram or X, you can just sign up for the S's newsletter, which should be linked in the description. Should be linked in the description. Owe me that beer in Watkins. I will be A-okay with that. Ooh, a little bit of a lockup there from the 24. Yeah, for those of you who don't know, I'm working on a little track guide. Targeted at, fans that are, they're going to Watkins Glen for the first time, or to try and maximize their experience at the track. So that is I'm working on that. That's in the pipeline. Shameless plug, let's go. Let's see. I think shameless plug. I'll go one step further with the shameless plug. If you do want that email newsletter, it comes every week or so. It's been closer to like every 2 weeks recently. For a couple, there hasn't been a ton of Imsa news to talk about. And life kind of got in the way for a little bit. Ooh, 7 down the inside. It's out of the 24. That's a 24 this time. Man. Yeah, Acura does not look like they have it for this. I thought BMW, I don't know, I thought BMW had a pretty good opening stint. BMW had a pretty good opening stint. Is it for Watkins Glen only? Right now it is. Right now it is. The idea for the future G-Money would be to have more of them for other IMSA tracks. So yeah, something you were looking for going to VIR for the first time last year. I think as well, even for people who, have, maybe they've gone to the Glen before, maybe it gives a different perspective, on some things to do. So I've been tinkering with it in my head for a while, and it's something that I want to go move forward with. So looking to get the first one out for Watkins Glen. Sort of a test group. BMW seems to consistently fall off later in the race. I would say that they didn't look like they fell off that much at Long Beach, although that was a short race. I'll acknowledge that. But Yeah, it seems like, they start strong, but once we get into these restarts, it just seems like that car doesn't like the restarts as much. And the 31 bolting a little bit. Bolting ahead a little bit. Oh, we got some more debris down in turn one. That's off the racing line, though. It should be fine. It's a pretty big chunk of something. Oh, I didn't even notice. Faf is leading. I do love a good Faf for the lead. Imsa got a partnership with Automobilista 2. Heard it from David Land. You know anything about it? It would be cool to have all the tracks and cars on that sim. I heard as well that Automobilista got. Is it all of them or is it just selected ones? One of the things that IMSA has been getting, there's a lot of sims or games now that have that that have the IMSA cars and tracks in them now. Yeah, it would be great to see redemption for Faf. Honestly, I mean, I talked about it in one of the sort of pre-race videos. Some of the things to look for. Which I talked about that GTD Pro battle. Like Faf right now is so far behind in the GTD Pro race that they need this. And with the 14's running fourth. Like for the 14, this is a bad run. So you know you need to have a good run. Like Faf really needs a podium. Like I don't know how to put it other than that. If they want to stay within earshot of the championship, like they got to start putting stuff together because they've had two bad runnings. One was unlucky at Sebring, I'll acknowledge that, and they made pretty hard contact with the 70, trying to avoid that wreck. But they need a good race. Of course, the GTD Pro points leader isn't there this weekend, um, so that's going to help everybody kind of claw their way back into it. Windward Racing is running third in GTD right now. Like, good times just keep on rolling for them. Although the Lamborghini, the Wayne Taylor Racing car, so they hadn't boxed when the caution flew. So, yeah. What was I trying to say? They hadn't boxed when the caution flew, so they had to come in and do a driver change. So I would expect to see them start to pick their way back up through the battle. I can't believe the 12 hasn't boxed yet. How's that? The Vassar Sullivan, like, they're getting close. Whoa, was that was the Mustang off? That was a mighty off. I wonder if the 12 think that they can do it on one stop, because like we're halfway into the race now, like an hour and 23 minutes to go. I'm pretty much at the halfway point. Can't wait for the wheels on the Faf to fall off now that they are leading. Jaden, I'm gonna put you in timeout if you're gonna talk like that here. We do not talk about Faf that way. I've already done enough to curse them with me just saying that they're leading, so. Rexy hanging on though. Rexy's gonna keep him honest. Might be finding the groove with the new car. I needed to happen at some point. Rexy is the distinguished man's choice. Doesn't give the 12 much leeway to push hard in the end. Yeah. The but I think they like Vassar Sullivan, they've always been able to drag out the fuel mileage of that car like way longer than everybody else. And I think they just boxed. They did just box. So that's like the halfway mark of the race. So they have to be thinking, I don't I don't get it. I just don't understand. It's like 10 minutes and 12 minutes since we've gone back to green. I don't know. You know what? I'm just going to not. It's a strategy, that's for sure. Mohammed, you're going to sleep. Oh, but put stream on this in the background. Can't sleep in silence. Well, hopefully when something inevitably crazy happens and I yell, hopefully it doesn't wake you up. Am I a sim racer too? I dabble in some sim racing. Not so much these days though. I don't have a whoa, one of the BMWs was off. I don't have a whole ton of time to do much sim racing these days. So what happened? Oh, the 25 with trouble. Oh, the poor 25. Stu Jonah's here. How's it going? Jonah, you're at the track, right? It looks like a beautiful day there. I hope it's been a good weekend for you. Hopefully it's been a good weekend for you. Yeah, the BMW goes off in the grass. We got that number 25. Man, they're not going to buy a break, eh? Yeah, Jonah's great. Jonah's got some great stuff. He's I know you were at the track at least at some point this weekend. Posted some of the Ford Mustang or the Mustangs. And we got I think it's going to get pretty heavy with the GTPs and this traffic. Traffic will get interesting. Rexy and Faf are still nice and close. Windward is right there with Turner as well for the GTD lead. But we're spreading out. I guess this third, fourth, and fifth battle is close. Oh, the 25 just lost it. That's weird. You're there on Friday. That's awesome. That is awesome. I gotta make it out to Laguna Seca at some point. Gotta make it out there at some point. Glad to hear that that was a good experience. It like I just want to I want being able to witness like the horse or the corkscrew coming down and through would just be insane. Oh, you're going back next Friday for Ferrari Challenge as well. Nice. Ferrari Challenge could be some good racing for sure. And those are new Ferraris for this year as well, I believe. I think they updated the can't remember what it is the 293 or something. All of these cars now that have it's just a number. Oh, that was the 40 was going up the inside of the 6, but they weren't able to make it stick. Yeah, true. If I do end up making it out there, which I have to one of these years, then yeah, we'll that's your neck of the woods, so we'll definitely have to definitely have to do that together. Yeah, Laguna Seca, Long Beach, a nice West Coast swing. The 29. Did I say 293? 296. Yeah, yeah. 296. I'm loving. I can't speak highly enough of Imsa putting the full race on YouTube. This is great. This is great. Great to get it in front of more fans. The viewership isn't as high as it was at Sebring. Sebring, it was like pretty consistent around like 15 to 17,000 people watching, and we've been hovering around like just over 10K this whole race, so that's pretty solid. Yeah, make it easier for for new fans, I guess, as long as you're not in the United States, because if you are in the United States, you're kind of out of luck. Out of luck for that. The 001 doesn't quite look like it has the same pace as when Seb was in the car. You're like a minute ahead in the live stream. You're like living in the future. Living in the future. Oh, was that the 31 that dipped into the grass? Oh, and Rexy got around for the lead in GTD Pro. No! My beloved Faf. No. Trying to get more of my friends into motorsports, thinking of doing a cookout for Le Mans. You see, Jake, it's stuff like that fans need to do to grow the sport. Not that you really. Well, no, that's actually not true. I was gonna say not that you get any benefit, not that you get benefit from growing the sport, but the more people that are talking about the racing, and like if you can talk, if that's something that you can then go and like that's something to talk about with your friends, like something that you kind of share together, it's awesome. I know there's a group of guys that a group of friends that I have, and chat about the races and stuff, and it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to be able to have people in your life that you can talk about these races with. It's not just when you walk away from like watching a 24-hour race. It's it's nice to be able to go and talk to somebody about it. Thank you very much. I'm probably gonna butcher this name, but Advait. Close enough. Close enough. I appreciate it. And I agree. It is amazing that IMSA is broadcasting this on YouTube. I know they got a lot of positive feedback from it. So that's been great to see. And yeah, my understanding is that it's going to be like this for the rest of the season. I think they announced that. I think they formally announced that they're going to be broadcasting all of the races on YouTube for the rest of the year. So that's great. Naz are pushing hard in the 7, keeping an eye on them. The Porsches have been solid. It just hasn't, like, they've been able to catch the caddies, but it just seems like they haven't had that extra bit to be able to get by them. But we have seen them finish really strong in previous races, so. And if you got to go up against Penske in a final pit stop, I don't want to have to go up against Penske on the last pit stop of the race. Rexy is showing strong pace this year. That they are. They were fine last year, but that might be. Did they make contact? Oh no, the one was squeezing them. That shouldn't be a penalty. My all too early, my all too early opinion on that little argy bargy with the one, and I don't know if it was the 4 or the 3, but I think it was the 3. I think that's a racing incident. I think it's a racing incident. The BMW squeezed them going into the corner, and the BMW, the Corvette got into the BMW, and they got pushed out wide. That's a racing incident, in my opinion. I got some friends into F1 trying to broaden their horizons. There you go. That's exactly. F1 is a great entry into the sport of racing overall. An hour and a half. What, an hour and a half, 2 hour? Nah, it's not 2 hours. It's like an hour and a half at most for one of those races. So it's not a huge time commitment. And then once you get, obsessed with racing, then you find your way into 24-hour races and just endurance racing. And it's a lot of fun. None of my friends watch any motorsports other than F1. Yeah, that's, that's at least here in North America. I don't know if it's been the same in everywhere in the world, but the Netflix effect with Drive to Survive brought so many eyes to motorsport, and you're starting to see the effects of it. Like, it's trickling down to other forms of motorsport as well. People looking for other racing to watch that's not F1. And I think we've definitely seen some of that trickle down to Imsa and the WEC and just sports car racing in general, which has been great. Both on the fan side and I think also on the driver side. I think we've seen a lot more. I think we've seen more gentleman drivers become interested as a result. Maybe that's just sort of recency bias, but yeah, I feel like we've seen a lot more eyeballs on the sport for a lot of people. Porsche Penske is my favorite, but Cadillac is on another level. Yeah, I mean, Cadillac is, they're looking strong, but the 6 especially, Nick Tandy, is keeping them honest. That is for sure. Cadillac definitely has the advantage here at Laguna. Can't remember who looked good here last year. I feel like, well, the Porsches had some moments during the race. It was Acura. I think Acura looked strong. It was an Acura and a Porsche front row, I think. But yeah, Cadillac has been the class of the field here this year. Again, I still think that the BMW should be up there more, but it just doesn't seem like their pace in practice and qualifying has translated well to the race. Giga Chad Imsa giving us free live coverage. Meanwhile, in F1, you have to pay a streaming site that nobody cares about. Yeah, or for me, you have to pay for it with like your cable sort of package. Not that it's really legitimate cable anymore. It's just the online version of cable. They should have the manufacturer's badges on the overlay. Yep, I agree. That would help. IMSA does like the very basic overlays and graphics, though. They're pretty chill with that. Sometimes you can get too much information going. But I think that would be nice to have. And not just have it along the ticker at the bottom. But, what do I know? What do we know? We're just fans. We don't have to watch it or anything. It started with NASCAR for you, eh, Jake? Yeah, I watched a lot of NASCAR when I was a kid. That was like NASCAR heyday too. The mid 2000s was the heyday. It's coming back a little bit now. Here in India, people started watching F1 after Abu Dhabi 2021 madness. It was in the news, and that's what got people into F1. Makes sense. That was certainly a moment in motorsports history. That was one of the moments of all time. Tough off for Caddy in the WEC yesterday. That was a hard hit, eh? I mean, they kind of brought it on themselves. It was 100% on. It was Earl Bamber, I think, driving the car, right? It was 100% on him. He just did that. He made that move, that jump to the inside too early, and accidents like that happen sometimes. Is FAF a team name or a sponsorship name? So FAF is a like a I guess a family of car dealerships here in Toronto mainly, but they do have some dealerships elsewhere in Canada. I think they have a couple in like Montreal and Vancouver or something like that. So they have a bunch of dealerships here in Toronto at least, and so FAF is the dealership, and then that is the team name though. It is FAF Motorsports. That's not a sponsorship or anything. Like that is a dealership team. I know some of those team members. Oh, they have to back up the Ford. They're outside of the box right now. I was gonna say it looked like he overshot the pits. Well, that's a race killer for the 64. Um, yeah, so they are that is not just a spot. That's not a sponsorship. That's actually the team name. And I think some of their mechanics and team members, they actually work in the dealership, or that's how they started with sort of FAF, as they started working in the dealerships, and then they got involved with the race team. I live in Germany, and it has the effect from Drive to Survive less than in the USA. Fair enough. Fair enough. Still some effect though, Drive to Survive. Like, we see all sorts of series coming out with like those Drive to Survive style shows, sort of in the aftermath of that, and like Imsa's Win the Weekend is, I mean, the kind of, in my opinion, it's targeted at like a Drive to Survive, like a more broad audience appeal. Get people generally interested in Imsa, and then hopefully they'll tune in. Yeah, you're right, Jake. It would, or Dan, it would help. Having those badges would help. Jeff Gordon was your favorite? I was not a Jeff Gordon fan, I'll be honest. I was a Dale Earnhardt Jr. fan. If you ever notice, if you go back to some of my videos from like, oh man, maybe like a year ago, 10 months ago, then you can, or even maybe some of the recent ones, you can catch some glimpses of Dale Jr. diecasts in the background. In India, people don't even know any motorsport apart from rally and F1 is there. Yeah, there's a few. Most of the big motorsport series make a stop in India. I think, did MotoGP just return there this year? I think. I think. Good to know, Mr. S's. You can call me Stu. You can call me Stu. First, I thought it was sponsorship because there was a sewing company called FAF. I'd be intrigued to know why a sewing machine would be sponsoring racing. I certainly would be intrigued as well, but I can assure you it is not sewing machines. They do have a branch that does like automotive parts as well, like automotive part innovation and stuff. But it's a car dealership. Kind of like I mean, there's a lot of teams in IMSA that are car dealerships. I think Paul Miller Racing is. Paul Miller Racing is. I mean, Ben Keating owns a bunch of dealerships. Who was that just went off? Oh no, BMW. Is this the 25? The 24 this time. They hit a sponsor board. Oh, they have a bunch of damage. They got into the wall then. What happened to the 24? Yeah, MotoGP was there this year. Faf back to the lead after Rexy pit. Oh, and now Faf is in. We got a bunch of GTD pit stops with just about an hour to go. Oh, they got into the wall. Well, that's interesting. So this is the last stop for the GTD cars. I saw Dale testing an MX-5 at an oval. Yeah, they had the MX-5s testing at Martinsville, which for those of you who don't know is like a half-mile short, like NASCAR oval, and they had a bunch of MX-5 Cup cars that were testing there. Um, there were rumors that it was to be like a support race for MX-5 at a NASCAR event, which I think would be really cool. I think it would be really cool and get those cars in front of in front of a different audience. But yeah, that it would be cool. I like how the MX-5 Cup brings in like guest drivers every once in a while. It's pretty cool. I know James Hinchcliffe was in there at the Glen last year, and then Parker Kligerman I think was at Road America. BMW got an extra sponsor. There was a again. I'm gonna talk. There was a NASCAR race I think at Road America last year, and there was a driver that hit this cheese sponsor board, and it was stuck on the front of the car. And it was a really cool story because the company, it was like Sargento or something, was the cheese company. They actually went and sponsored that car later in the year. That was kind of funny. Which hypercar GTP is your favorite in terms of looks? Oof. For me, I think it's the BMW. I do like the look of the BMW. I know that the big sniffer, the big grill is controversial, but I like it. I like it. Um, Lamborghini is slick though. Lamborghini is slick. I don't. Oh, that's you guys talking about DTM. RLL may need to start looking for some different drivers. Yeah, who's in the 25? That is Nick Yaloli. Yeah, that's 25. They had a driver change. Was it the 25? Is Yaloli the I don't remember. Connor DeFilippi was good in that car at the beginning. Like Connor DeFilippi is a good driver. Very good driver. I'll attend my first race in person this summer. F1 in Barcelona. Going to be fun. F1 in Barcelona should be fun. Hopefully ticket prices are actually reasonable. I know they are not reasonable here in North America. That's for sure. The cap collection is looking fire. Yeah, I have a problem with caps. There's another row of caps above that too that you can't see. I got more caps like on walls elsewhere as well. They're all like baseball caps pretty much. Oh, we got the GTP leader in. So these are pit stops to go to the end of the race. All of the cars on track with no LMP2s here this week. LMP2 their cycle is a little bit shorter. Everybody should be able to go to the end from here. Love the look of the Lambo GTP. Yeah, that's a great one. The Porsche, you think the Porsche looks best? Interesting. I'm not a fan of the headlights on the Porsche is the thing. Like it doesn't like there is more I get it more now. Like it oh, that's a big lockup by the 31 coming out of the pits. I don't think he was going fast enough to flat spot him, but you hope you don't flat spot him. Or wasn't going fast enough to flat spot them too bad. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of the Porsche's headlights. It's still a good looking car. I will certainly acknowledge that. But I just wish it had like the You know, the 911 style headlights on it, like those circles, those ovals. Daytona ending fight this year was wild. That it was. That it was. 911 livery for Wright Motorsports looks great. Yeah, you know, simple liveries like that, you can't go wrong with. You know, that nice green with the yellow accent. It does look nice. Oh, the Alpine does look amazing. That is a good point. $300 each for 3 days. That is reasonable. That's about what that's I feel like that's a reasonable price to pay for motorsport. We're kind of spoiled here with IMSA how cheap it is. Like generally speaking, it's like $100 for a weekend pass. Just kind of insane. You know what? All of these GTPs, LMHs, they all look good in their own way, right? They all they all have elements to them. I feel like IMSA is putting out a good product this year. I'm especially enjoying the VP Challenge and the Michelin Pilot Challenge this year. Big C, did you enjoy the Michelin Pilot Challenge race yesterday? I I I like the Michelin Pilot Challenge. There was some good racing in it for sure, but I don't know. I it kind of left something to be desired for me yesterday. It wasn't memorable. I wouldn't say it was a bad race. It wasn't a bad race, but it just wasn't. It was it was a race. It was a race. I feel like we didn't really see. I guess we did see a decent enough TCR battle at the end, but it was mostly the Audi just shoveling everybody out of the way. Like they blasted, was it Wickens out of the way in the final stint of that race, which I wasn't thrilled about being a Wickens fan. Did Tandy pit? Nick Tandy has only boxed once. Let's see. When did they last? Wait, what? Oh, total pit stop time. What? It shows the last pit time of the participant. Oh, a bunch of these haven't cycled around yet. GT America for 3 days is like $50. Yeah, the SRO is a really good deal as well. Traveling from India, so the ticket prices don't matter that much. That's true. Your big cost is who is that? Is that the 7? The That's Nick Tandy. So that was the race leader that just got together with the 85 or the 5. Sorry, the 5. Huh. A little bit of argy bargy. Yeah, Aitken out ahead of the 31 or the 01. 31 ahead of the 01. The 25 is coming into pit now. So that should mean that the 6 is the only car that hasn't boxed yet. Yeah, Nick Tandy's the only GTP car. There's only a few cars left that still have to make a pit stop in this race. It wasn't a race I would rewatch, but it was amazing. Yeah. Yeah. Or it was racing. I agree. I think that's accurate. WEC in Europe is cheap. I got an all weekend pass for €55. Oh! What is with people just sending it up the inside into one, guys? The 12 has just been abused this race. The 32 did that to them earlier in the race, and they got a warning for it. And then the 64 was just like, hold my beer, guys. Brum. The driver's side of the 12 is going to be non-existent by the end of this one. Yeah, the WEC is good value as well, though. WEC is good value. But yeah, like, yeah, the IMSA, the value that you get with all the support series, and the big thing is too, you get free access to the whole paddock. Like, I cannot express how much of a game changer that is. Getting into like just being able to go into the paddock for free and like just walk through it and check out what the teams are doing between sessions. It is an experience that is unlike any other. It's unlike any other. Hey, thanks for dropping by on the stream. Yeah, I'll definitely be doing some of these again. Hopefully for Detroit. Detroit's a short one, because I for sure won't be doing one for the Glen because I'll be there, and I'll also be at CTMP, and I guess Road America too. So Detroit might be the last stream for a little while. The 7 and the 5, yeah, not really. I don't know. I don't know who was really at fault there, between Tandy and the 5. You can make the argument, like, you can put forward the argument that the 5 is a lap car, but the 5 is also still fighting for position. Like, they're off sequence for box, so I don't know. Was it even noted by race control? I doubt it was. Okay, the 43 got a penalty for an incident with a 34. But we don't know. That was 15 minutes ago. I don't know the third. Oh, that was when the Conquest Ferrari. We saw the Ferrari that was around and in the gravel earlier in the race. So that was a result of that. So the Andretti car got into them. The Andretti Motorsport car. Oh, and then the 12 just goes and forces off the 27. Guys, can we have some respect out there on track? Like, for real? That's not Peepo, that's Jack. My apologies if I said Peepo, which I'm sure I did. Going to Spa 24 for €80. That's a weekend pass and paddock access. That's a great deal right there. Got a couple people going. At the SRO race for VIR, they had a child's thing where my son was able to tour through a team's trailer and was able to get on the podium with the race winners. That is awesome. That is cool that the SRO did that. The SRO has some really cool stuff going on, like good fan, features, I guess you could call them. Even just going, like, if you go to an IMSA race on like a Friday or something, I've been into a couple trailers as well, like just teams that are like, you just strike up a conversation with them. They're not busy in that moment, and they're like, yeah, like, come and check out the cars. The MX5 Cup is great for that. Between sessions, they're really good about. It's so relaxed, and yeah, it's just cool to have that fan engagement. I feel like with the teams, with the drivers, everything like that is really good. G Money, you'll be at Road America. I'll be at Road America as well. I'll be doing some sort of a meetup there, so hopefully you'll be able to drop by. Is the IMSA paddock still free to access these days? It is, Mike. It is. It is. Love how the Mustangs took revenge on the Lexus. Yeah, you're right. The Mustang did take revenge on the Lexus after the Lexus bopped the 27 off. Drop by to tell you that the Porsche Penske has a really good cap. Wearing mine right now. I might have to look into that. I can't say no to a good cap. How much would it take for a European to watch the Nürburgring 24, Spa 24, and Le Mans in June? Well, what do we have? We don't have anybody we know that Spa 24 is $80. I can't imagine that the Nürburgring would be that far off that, right? Le Mans is probably the pricier one for that. The Mustang is huge. That it is. All right, 45 minutes to go. What do we got going on? We don't really have that many battles going on right now. We're just kind of waiting for Nick Tandy to box. He's got 5% power left. And then in GTD, we still have we seen the 12 pit? I think the 12 is hoping that they won't have to box again, but I think they're going to need a full course yellow for that. Andretti still has to box. Oh, and Nick Tandy's in, which we don't have yet on the broadcast, but our handy dandy Alcamel timing and scoring has let us know that that is the case. The sports car race I was at was Indy, and they were still using the Daytona prototypes. Oh man, that was like 2013, 2014, was it? That was like the early days of the merger, I think. You want to do that triathlon, but the Nürburgring 24 won't happen. You're going to be at Le Mans and Spa. That's a pretty good June. That's a pretty good June. Oh, no tires? Ooh-hoo-hoo. Interesting. You know, they were talking about earlier in this race how tire wear was low. Like there, it didn't seem like the cars who boxed in like the opening half hour and got fresh tires, how they weren't really making up time. Okay, so Aitken got out with a pretty sizable lead. But Tandy's gonna come out in second. That's a win. They jumped one of the Cadillacs, which is big. Is that the 6? 10, yeah. Nürburgring is about 60 euros and is the cheapest. So that makes sense. Oh, the cheapest you found was 100 and it was all sold out. Oh, Le Mans, the cheapest one you found was 100 euros. Yeah, it is definitely. They sold out like a long time ago. I guess there's probably a secondary market though. The RX-8s were racing too and they just spit fire. Le Mans is the exact weekend that your holidays start. That's awesome. I hope you have a great time. That sounds like a great June. All right, so we have like one GTD that's gonna have to box. Oh no, there's a couple. The Cadillac or the Corvette, the AWA Corvette's gonna have to box again. Vassar Sullivan is maybe gonna have to box again in GTD. The 43 Andretti Porsche is gonna have to. The 45, the 45 is not made up. The pole sitter for GTD just never really got it back under them to get back to the front. Oh, I don't. Were these my picks? I know I said the 31, and I think I said Rexy, and I think I said Turner. Hmm. You know, this is just humble brag, but you know, and the race is definitely not over yet. But it's not very often that I'm even close with my predictions. So you know, this would be a big turning point for me. Yeah, the 31 Rexy and the 557. Ho ho ho. I wish I was 2 hours from Spa as well. What's my favorite American track? My favorite American track. Road Atlanta is a good one. My favorite, well, okay, my favorite track that I've been to, it's got to be CTMP. That's just probably the homerism coming out. It's my home track. But it is such a cool track too. It is like a roller. The elevation change at CTMP isn't as much as Laguna Seca. It's very much like up and down throughout the entire lap. Super high speed, like super old school track. It's a really good track. If you ever get a chance to get to CTMP, like just do it. You will not regret it. The Glen is a great track as well, but I think I would probably put CTMP ahead of it. I will let you know. Oh no, Chris is here. GG on those picks so far. Knock on wood. We still got 40 minutes to go. Still got 40 minutes to go. Right now with those picks, I even got a Corvette on the podium. Even got a Corvette on the podium. I'll have to make up for it with my awful WEC picks from yesterday. Yeah, you know what? Maybe it's too much homerism, but give me CTMP. Give me CTMP for my favorite North American track. But I am very much looking forward to Road America later this year, and I got to make it to Road Atlanta at some point. I'd say there's a very outside chance that I would be at Road Atlanta at the end of the year, but there's a chance. Oh man, you're in the middle. Spa is 2 hours away. Nürburgring's 2.5. Hockenheim an hour and a half, and 3 hours from Zolder. That is like, you are in a good spot to live. You're living in the right area. When my kids get a little older, I plan on doing a voyage of Imsa SRO tracks. Yeah, I want to try and get out to all of the Imsa tracks. Those West Coast ones, like Laguna, those are definitely more difficult to get to. I'm not. It's not super drivable to me to a lot of tracks, but you know, Road America is like right about the limit, and that's still like a 10-hour drive. So Tandy is catching Aitken. I wonder if there's energy save. Is there any energy saving going on? Or is it just, man, if Caddy loses another freaking race in the last half hour, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, Detroit's like a 4-hour drive, maybe. Is it? No. Maps. Detroit. It is 4 hours, just over 4 hours for me right now. So that's not bad. That's not bad. Uh, I would. There's been a thought in my head that maybe I could go to Detroit, but I don't know. I don't know yet. I think I kind of want to see what this year's race is like, to be honest. Road America is a 40-minute drive. That is like the drive for me to CTMP, so, or Mosport. Oh, that's the drive-through for Andretti. Oh no, they got another penalty. They got an incident responsibility penalty, and they got a penalty for failure to adhere to the minimum full refueling time. Woof. Am I into sim racing too? I do play a little bit of iRacing, not much lately. But we do have there's a group of guys. Then we have a team in like an Imsa style iRacing league. Um, they raced yesterday at Coda. We had a race at Coda yesterday, and unfortunately we qualified second. We're running in the top 5 in GTD, and things just didn't finish well for us. So I think that we'll lose a little bit of ground to the points leaders, but I don't know. We're just doing it for fun, you know. Would like to see Imsa go to Sonoma. Yeah, Sonoma would be an interesting one for Imsa. I can't remember. Oh, here's the dog. You wanna say hi? Oh, okay. You're gonna eat me. Puppy, look at the camera. Okay. Okay. You're a little crazy. She's sniffing the camera. Tandy's gonna regret not getting tires. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. If like, yeah, well, there's a bit of traffic going on right now, right? So Tandy's falling back a bit. The doggo. This is Poppy. Tandy's gonna regret not getting tires. Yeah, okay. Spent 6 months in the Netherlands, but did not realize how close you were to Zandvoort. Yeah, that old school Zandvoort would have been cool to see. Oh man, Rexy, the Porsche 911 GT3 is strong around Laguna Seca. Like, I mean, they won. They were really strong in GTD last year. Wasn't able to get a great finish in GTD Pro, but they finished first and third maybe in GTD last year, something like that. Oh, you do not cut the camera at that point. Oh, we see the 7 going for a pass up the inside of the 1, and what do? We cut to the Turner Motorsport BMW that's ahead by 2.5 seconds right now. Guys. Oh yeah, Jake, you're really close to Indy too. And can we go back to the 7 and the 0-1 battle, please? And the 7 got around the 0-1, but did we see it? No, we didn't. Instead, we're going to watch the 4 Corvette that's not even battling with Faf. Oh, guys, I don't know. This drives me crazy. Oh my goodness. We didn't see the battle for a podium spot. And then meanwhile at the front of the field though, Jack Aitken is putting a little bit. Oh, that was a send by the 10 on the inside of the 24, 25. Yeah, everybody is good. Well, we still don't know about the 12, do we? Did the 12 box again? Conquest Racing is in the pits. They might be our first retirement of the race. Yeah, we have 2 GTD cars that still have to pit. The 12 and the 13. The Lexus and the Corvette. Iron Lynx hasn't been as strong this year as I expected them to. Big C, do you mean in the World Endurance Championship or do you mean in IMSA? No, the nine doesn't have to pit. NBC is interviewing Katzberg, so there's the TV direction. Yeah, that we still haven't addressed the fact that Nazar got around Renger though on the IMSA broadcast. Like, I know there's a lot of stuff that's going on in the race. I know there's a lot of stuff going on in the race, but we can't miss this stuff. Like, I don't know. Need that FAF livery in AMS2. Hopefully it goes everywhere, not just AMS2. The 9 does not have to pit though. Their last pit was 30 minutes ago. Or 31 minutes ago. I don't know if you can... I don't know if my mouse does not show on the stream. But yeah, they don't have to pit. They are looking a bit slow though. They're kind of falling back to the Corvette. In the WEC, well, if you're talking about their GT3 spec cars, they have been pretty competitive in the WEC. I know the Iron Dames were pretty competitive this past or yesterday, and the 60 was as well. The 60 definitely was. But in IMS, they're with the LMDH, they haven't been that competitive. In IMSA, have they? I don't really remember. I don't think the Lamborghini in the GTD or GTD Pro has been super strong yet. Only explanation for why not many viewers. No, I mean, like, yeah, I don't know. They all broadcasts are gonna have their issues at times. Oh, there's this. This is a battle for the lead. Where did this come from? Is the 31 having some sort of a problem, or did they just get screwed in traffic? Oh, that's a... Nick Tandy is a man on the mission, and if this keeps up, then they are going to wreck each other. Yeah, Iron Lynx had a terrible strategy yesterday. How could they have not saved one lap of fuel? One lap of fuel. But we got a great battle going on here with 29 to go. Let's see who can navigate the traffic better. I think these cars are really close. Really close on times. Oh, that's big for the 31. They get a couple car lengths out of that. I mean, the 01 is pretty fast on track right now. They were like... I don't know where all the speed... I think the speed in this Porsche came from Nick Tandy. Like, Renger is not as fast as Bourdais was in that car to start this race. Oh yeah, and I guess Porsche also won yesterday. And it looks like they're going to win in GTD Pro. This could be a very good... And Porsche's also on the podium in GTD with the 120 right now. Goodness gracious. We need something other than Porsche to win here, okay? Oh, there's the 12. The 12 came in a boxed. I wonder if we get towards the end of this stint, if we could see the tires on the 6 really drop off, because you remember they did they didn't change tires on the last pit stop. That's the only reason why they're within striking distance. It's the only reason why they're within striking distance. Needs to get the American experience now. Daytona. Oh no! Oh, don't be stuck. Oh no, the car's shut off. Get out of there. Yeah, there we go. Good job. Whew. At least no full course yellow. Oh, did they get... Oh, they just got dunked. What do you know? Into turn 1. Another over aggressive send into turn 1. That should be a penalty. But they didn't give a freaking penalty earlier for... Who was it? Was it the Ford that just sent it into turn 1, I think? One of the Fords? If you get a chance to go to the Rolex 24, though, MGK, do it. Do it. It is a really... It is unlike any racetrack I've ever been to. Really cool track. Really unique. I don't know if there's another track like that in the world. And that has a race like that, you know? The 120 went for a bit of off-road action. Car 13 penalty. Failure to adhere to minimum full refueling time. Drive-through. It's the AWA Corvette. Drive-through penalty. Oh, there's the 0-1 losing a good chunk of time. Oh man, the 120, they're still on the GTD podium, but that's probably gonna put them back into the grasps of maybe Danny Formal and Lawrence Spinelli. So on the last lap, Nick Tandy was half a second faster than Jack Aitken. I wonder if it's hard to tell if it's traffic or not. My brother's cat says hi to the pup, Crank. Poppy's gone now, but I'll let Poppy know later. I'll let her know that Crank says hi. Okay, so Faf is maintaining their position now. So maybe we won't see a battle there with the Corvettes. But look, there's a battle maybe shaping up in GTD, like 2.8 seconds between Philippe Ellis and Robbie Foley. Could Windward win their 3rd race of the year? Elliott Skier and the Porsches dropped back a bit now. 701 and 40. Oh yeah, the 7, the 01, and the 40 are getting... Especially the 01 and the 40. Where's the championship stand? Oh, they don't have the championship standings here on this. No, not Miami Grand Prix. Long Beach. Championship points. Official revised. Show me GTD Pro. So this is big for Rexy. If Rexy can hold on, they're probably going to assume the points lead. They would definitely assume the points lead. This would be obviously big for Faf if they can hold on again. And this is also, I mean, the 4 Corvettes is only a few points ahead of Faf right now. They have not had a good start to the season. They are the last 2 cars that in the point standings going into this that have participated in both of the races. So that's huge for them. This honestly, if the results stay this way in GTD Pro, this is going to throw a huge wrench into the point standings. Like, things are going to really tighten up. Oh, what do you know? The 25 kind of went off. Did they get pushed off? I don't know. And it looks like Jack Aitken is built out. Was it a 1.5 second lead right now? You're a Corvette fan, but Rexy is cool. Yeah, Rexy is pretty cool. When does the Lamborghini GTP race again? The Lamborghini will be back for the 6 Hours of the Glen in June. So it's like 5 or 6 weeks away. Was it like the 23rd to the 26th? Maybe that's not right. It's like the middle-ish of June. Because the next IMSA round at Detroit, which is at the end of this month, they will not be there for. Penalty for the number 5. You are right. Incident responsibility, and that is a drive-through penalty. That is probably deserved, I would say. The GTD battle is closing up a little bit. They under 2 seconds yet? Oh, it's 1.2 seconds now. Is so they're the Turner Motorsports BMW must be catching some traffic. Oh, there's the 12 Lexus off. I feel like we're seeing more cars go off this year than last year. Just the Lexus. Was it when there's 2 Lexus? Are they Lexis at that point? I think I've determined in the past that I'm going to call them Lexi. They just haven't had it today. They haven't been all that strong. But I guess it can't be strong everywhere, right? Well, unless if you're Paul Miller Racing last year, then win like half the races on the calendar. Is Daniel Morad in this race? He is not. He is not. The only WeatherTech Championship race he's run this year was the Rolex 24. And he's 1 for 1. So can't argue with that record, right? He raced yesterday in the Michelin Pilot Challenge. I can't remember where they finished. I know he was running like top 6 towards the end of it, but I don't think he quite got to the podium. And this is the battle for the GTD lead here. The BMW and Windward. They're nice and close. I'm surprised Ford jumped right into GTD Pro with both cars and didn't split them. I don't know. I think that this makes sense for Ford because this is the factory. This is their factory team, right? Ford Multimatic. So it makes sense that they would go into the Pro class. It's targeted at more, factory-ish programs. Man, Windward looks fast right now. But who's Bowsette? I might I don't know if that's a nickname for somebody or if it was an autocorrect. Believe Morad is doing some GT Asia races here. He is doing some GT World Challenge Asia. I think he's doing the full calendar. He's doing GT The GT Asia. He's doing some GT World Challenge Europe races. I think only the endurance races though. And then he's doing the full Michelin Pilot Challenge calendar. I think that's what he's doing. Is the Pilot Challenge GT4 TCR? Yes, it is. It was on YouTube as well. About this time yesterday. And they don't post the replay of that, though, for like 2 weeks. It was an okay race. It wasn't great. We didn't see that many great battles in it. It was a solid race, I'll give it that. Like, there was a good battle in TCR at the end. It was a good battle at the end. I'm not familiar with the tracks on the GT World Challenge Asia calendar. I'm honestly not too familiar. Usually when the races are on, it's like the middle of the night here, so I'm not I'm not up watching. I never see it on. The gap is maintaining in GTP. It's maintaining in GTD Pro. Do we have any podium battles going on? Like, not really. Well, we do kind of. We have a podium-ish battle in GTP. I don't think Ranger has the pace to catch Nazar, though. Oh, Bowsette is the Windward Merc. Yes, because they have the yes. Because they have the sticker in it. Yes, okay, I know now. Yes. So yes, but Bowsette is in the race. In second, battling for the lead right now. You were in bed around this time yesterday. That makes sense. Still not sure about the BMW pig nose, eh? The big sniffer. I think it's unique. I like it because it is unique. It's distinctly BMW. What's your predictions for Le Mans? Come back to me in like 2 weeks. Come back to me in 2 weeks. I don't know yet. At least let me see what the BOP is going to be first. Because clearly that had a pretty big impact on things last year. It's going to be hard to look to anybody but Porsche, but I don't know. It's going to be hard to look at anybody but Porsche, but wouldn't it be cool if Cadillac broke through for their first win? You know, their first win, or Peugeot. You know, Nick Tandy. Oh, no way! You can't go up the inside there, buddy. Yeah, that was a wise move to not do that. I think that was more Robbie Foley saying "nuh-uh" than Nick Tandy going, "Nah, I'm not gonna try this." I will say, you know, no, it's way too early for me to. Well, it's not way too early to talk about Le Mans, but my early ones that I'd be, you know, going for would be Cadillac or Peugeot, probably. I probably didn't pronounce that right. Peugeot. One of those has to be right, right? GTD has fastest lap over GTD Pro, really, eh? What's the fastest lap right now? Best lap 121.1. Oh, Forte has a 120.9. Interesting. Interesting indeed. Okay, so we've seen this a couple times now where Tandy has been able to catch Aitken but hasn't been able to pass him. Ooh, the 31 coming up on traffic. No way! Traffic plays into it. The traffic forced him off the road. Oh my gosh. Is that for real? Oh my gosh. Oh, I made the wrong decision. Wow. Wow. You know what? Race isn't over yet. Race isn't over yet. Ooh. Oh, these guys are getting a little argy bargy. Yeah, the 0-1's tires have completely fallen off. Wow. NBC celebrating that pass for the lead with a nice commercial break. Classic. Classic. Can you believe that? That Corvette cost... Wow. Wow. What can you say? It's, you know what? Multi-class racing giveth and multi-class racing taketh away. But, you know what else you gotta say is that we could easily be talking about... I know this race isn't done yet, but it's a 5.5 second lead. Like, it's... You're probably not... Yeah, we could be talking about the 31 having won all 4 races this year. Like, the 31 has been arguably the most dominant car in all 4 of the races so far this year. Maybe not at Long Beach so much, but Sebring for sure. Here for I would say here for sure. They've led, maybe not dominant, but no, they definitely came on very strong at the end. But goodness gracious, what do they need to do to get a win? Oh wow, the 40 got into the back of the 0-1. 31 is never going to win a race. The 31 is cursed. The AXR is the 499p of Imsa this season. They very well might be. Like, what do they have to do to win? Oh man. But like that is the beauty of multi-class racing. It's the beauty of it. If there was not multi-class racing, we would not be talking about that. Like, that pass would not have happened. And I don't think Aitken has enough time. 7 minutes to go now. Wow. Oh, there's the... So Faf is in a battle with one of the Corvettes. Yeah, the 4 is catching the 9. Man, oh man. Wait, what happened? What happened at the corkscrew? Did somebody just spin? Was I seeing things? I don't think I was seeing things, but maybe I was. But maybe it was just kind of like them going down through it and there was a tank slapper or something. Yeah, the 0-1 does seem like tires are gone. Wow. I Man. You know what? You Penske big braining some of these pit stops too can't go unnoticed. Like Penske, was it they won the Rolex because of the final pit stop. I mean, the only reason why that 6 I think was within striking distance was because of the pit stop. Jeez. I hate how much I like the look of the Porsche GTP. Whoa! What were you doing? Foley, what were you doing? The 40 was clearly right there. And he just turned right in on him. My predictions are falling apart, G Money. They are falling to pieces. What's going to happen to Rexy now, you know? That's got to be on the BMW, I think. He just turned in. Just didn't know he was there. Well, all right. Oh, the 78 went off. Oh, did they take out a banner? They did. If the 6 gets disqualified, I'm gonna laugh. I don't think the 6 will get disqualified. Man, oh man. I don't know what to say. We're seeing it all fall apart here in the final minutes. Lambo hates Hyundai. They don't like Hyundai N. Well, you can't say there hasn't been excitement at the end of this one, right? We've had some good battles. We've had some clean battles too, you know. They were that was a mistake by Foley and there was a mistake by Aiken that cost him, right? Now we got 2.5 minutes to go, and Penske on track to get their 100th pole and 100th win in sports car racing in 2 different events. There we go. There we go. Wild. Wild. And just, we thought I was thinking, oh, this race has been like, it's been fine. It's been a solid race. Nothing, there hasn't been any exceptional battles that have taken place. And then this happens. Then we get the battles at the end of it for the lead. And wow. I still don't understand how the Corvette fell off that far. What happened to Rexy? Rexy gave up like 5 seconds to Faf. Something happened to Rexy. Maybe it's just traffic. Are they stuck? Maybe they're just stuck in traffic, but we got 1 lap to go. Oh, Jake, no, thanks for dropping by. I enjoy doing these. I enjoy watching the race, with some like-minded fans. So, if I'm available, I'll do this for Detroit as well, and then things are gonna go on break because I'll be at the track for most of them. Well, for a few, and then pick them up towards the end of the year. The race isn't over. Aitken can still win. Technically not over yet, but car 70 continuing slowly. It's the Inception racing car. Whoa, Tandy has 3% energy left? Jack Aitken has 0. I wonder if Aitken was saving some. Wow, so the 6 picks up a win. 6 picks up a win. And then we got Rexy coming through. Well, it's the very first season of IMSA Racing I've watched. I've loved it so far. And found the shop. Windward is 10 minutes from where you live. That is awesome. They're building a really nice new shop. Rexy pulls out the win. Okay, so we got the 6 Porsche GTP, the 31 Action Express Racing, and then the 7 Porsche. Pretty good weekend for Porsche, I'd say, as they also won in GTD Pro. Faf comes through with a much needed second place finish there in GTD Pro, and then Corvette on the podium there. That's their first podium of the year. And then we have Windward Racing in the 57 picking up their 3rd win of the season already. They're taking a stranglehold on the GTD points. And then Robbie Foley in the BMW holds on for 2nd, and then Wright Motorsports with the 120. Another good run for them. They're hanging around in the GTD points. Don't rule them out yet. Nanook, thanks for dropping by. Glad you enjoyed it, and have a good rest of your night. I'll give it to Rexy, but I like Corvette. It's not a bad consolation, right? Having Rexy win. Terrible weekend for Caddy fans. It certainly was. That is a nightmare for Caddy. Starting 1st and 2nd and finishing 2nd and 5th. Cool racing. Awesome event. Thanks for the guidance. Yeah, no, I'm glad you enjoyed it, MGK. You're welcome, Klumberg. Thanks for dropping by. Man, what does the 31 have to do to win? No problem, Big C. Hope you enjoyed it. These are always a lot of fun. These are always a lot of fun. So is what are the points looking like? Oh wait, there's a link. As soon as the race is done, I saved it somewhere. Let me see if I can pull it up. Is it here? Maybe I didn't save it. Dang it. It's like pit points or something. I don't know. I'll see what I'll maybe have to do some quick math later tonight. But the 6, this is the 6 that won, right? Okay, so the 6 was lower in the standings than the 7. The 7 are going to be leading the championship for sure. Still. The 31 will probably take third in the points, second. I don't know. These GTP points are going to get pretty tight. How did that wing get that damage? Wait, which wing? Which car are you talking about, Jake? I missed it on the broadcast. It's midnight out here going to bed. Have a good sleep, Saboma. Hope you enjoyed this. Thanks for dropping by. Oh, they're talking to Roger Penske right now, I think. Rexy in Victory Lane. I have a... Where's Rexy? Rexy's behind me. Oh. There we go. Rexy! Cars... Do we have any penalties at the end? Car 66 got to drive through. Car 78 got to drive through. You know what? There was on the right side. Tandy just looked at it. Oh, didn't the 6 got together with somebody though? Didn't they? Before their pit stop, they got. Was it the 5? I think it was the 5, right? The Proton 963. I think that didn't they make contact on the just before Tandy went into the pits for their last stop? So maybe. Jake, almost 5 p.m. here. Gonna make some burgers. Hope you enjoy your burgers. It is 6 o'clock here, so it's like dinner time. Gonna have to figure out what to eat. I think it was just before their last pit stop. Just before the last pit stop. But I think with that, guys, I think that's going to wrap things up for me. Once again, as always, really appreciate all of you guys stopping by, and hopefully had as good of a time as I did. I'll let you know if I'm doing one of these for Detroit as well. I'll try and let you know in the week leading up to it, but otherwise keep an eye out for there's going to be a few videos coming out before Detroit at the end of the month, so time to get to work on those, and yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this. So with that, I hope do I do the line? Do I do the thing? I hope you guys all have a good rest of your weekend, and